Welcome to Drumchapel St Andrew's virtual church. I hope things are good with you and I hope you're continuing to find a way through. It is really good to be checking in with you today, so thank you for being here. Again, just to remind you that our songs and videos are linked in, so if you're watching on Facebook, if you go to the post below this one, and you'll find all our songs and videos links on that one. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you go right to the very bottom of the page, there's a comment section, and in the comment section are all the songs and video links. I do appreciate the issue of having to switch from one to the other, but I have not been able to find any way around that, so thank you for making that effort to do that. And during the service, if you want to pause me when we have songs and videos and click on the links. Our theme for today is driver's license, and our first song is This Little Light of Mine. I think that often what other people think or what other people say can affect how we see ourselves. Sometimes I let other people set the agenda for my life because I want to please them or not to offend them or to challenge them. And sometimes I think other people's take is more important than mine. I want you to pause me for a moment and to watch our first video, which is from Candid Camera, and it's about car number plates. I think I would have been way more ticked off about that than those people seem to be. Do you know, labels are for tins, not for people. Don't let anyone else tell you who you are, who you should be, or what you should do. Don't let anyone else make you feel small or stupid. Have a number plate for your life that reminds you who you are and that tells you every day how awesome you are. Let's do a prayer. God, sometimes I let other people influence me more than perhaps I'd like to. Help me to have a real sense of myself, to trust what I think, to allow other people to help me, to guide me, but not to allow other people to determine who I am. Today, I want to find a number plate that shows everyone who I am, especially myself. Amen. And please pause me and listen to our next song, which is Heroes. Please take a moment to make yourself a part of our prayer. God, in this moment, I allow myself to step out into my own space. Not forever, not to disengage with people, not to hide from challenges, not to opt out of life, but to enable myself better to be fully part of whatever I meet on life's journey. So just a moment to experience the peace deep within me. Sometimes I allow others to set my agenda. Sometimes I feel small or disempowered because of what someone has said about me. I care what people think of me. Today, I take back my power. I will not let anyone else take away my value. Today I will listen to those who affirm me. I will celebrate my successes, and I will see my failures as steps on the way to becoming who I want to be. I will make my own choices along life's journey, and I will appreciate those who travel with me. I will find a way to navigate the difficult waters we are sailing through at this time. And I will use my inner strength to track a passage that will take me to brighter days ahead. I recognise that both storms and calm can make my journey harder, but equally that both of them can make my journey richer, more fulfilling, more meaningful. A thought for all who are finding the journey hard through this time. For those who have lost someone they love. For those facing health issues of all kinds. For those who feel isolated. For those who feel under pressure by additional commitments at this time. I can't make life okay for others, but I believe that my love, my thoughts, and my prayers can make a difference. Amen. Our Bible story today is in the book of Mark at chapter 1, and we're going to look at verses 35 through 39. Very early the next morning, long before daylight, Jesus got up and left the house. He went out of town to a lonely place where he prayed. But Simon and his companions went out searching for him. And when they found him, they said, "Everyone is looking for you." But Jesus answered, We must go to the other villages around here. I have to preach in them also, because that is why I came. So he travelled all over Galilee, preaching in the synagogues and driving out demons. And a reading called Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clear blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. And please pause me and listen to our next song, which is The Time of Your Life. One of the things that Jesus was very good at was setting his own agenda. Learning to do that will change your life. Inevitably, situations and people around us impact on our lives, but they don't have to set the agenda. Jesus gets up really early and creates some time out. You don't get that time out unless you make it happen. Around 18 months ago, I started getting up earlier and gave myself a bit of time in the morning for meditation. A quiet space just for me. It has made a real difference. Before emails, before calls, before messages, before the demands of the day, I have time to find peace. It's changed the dynamic of my day and of my life. That works for me. I'm a morning person, so getting up earlier is okay for me. I live on my own, so I'm not disturbing anyone else. But I'm aware that the rhythm of your life may be very different to that. And so it doesn't have to be early morning. It's more about mindset. Finding somewhere in your day for just a few moments for yourself. And I know that can be hard, particularly at this time. But I also know if you can find those few minutes, you will feel the benefit. If you make time for yourself, you will begin to learn how to set your own agenda. Jesus doesn't allow himself to feel guilty about making time for himself. A long time ago, I had a car with an alarm that you had to switch off from inside the car. So once you opened the door, you then had to reach in and switch it off from inside. I was shopping one day and had a big trolley full of shopping. Came back to the car, opened the boot, forgot to switch off the alarm. The alarm went off really, really loud. Immediately, I leapt round to switch off the alarm. Once I'd switched it off, I looked back and there was my shopping trolley heading off down the hill and crashing over in the car park, tipping my shopping all over the place. I reacted to the immediate, the alarm going off, and I sacrificed the important, the trolley. And I realised that I often do the same in life. I often react to the immediate at the expense of the important. The disciples came out to find Jesus. Everyone's looking for you. Immediately, the pressure is on. Everyone is looking for you. How often has someone done that to you? Henry Ford said, givers have to set limits because takers rarely do. Know when you have to set limits, boundaries. Know when it's okay to make space for yourself. You see, in this story, Jesus isn't playing this game. First up, everyone isn't looking for Jesus. And even if they were, they don't get to make that call. Please pause me for a moment and watch our next video, which is called The Story of Your Life. If you're old enough, you'll remember DVD shops. I used to always go to the same DVD shop, so I got to know the staff really well. When I went in, before I'd even looked at anything, one of the staff would say, "Oh, John, watch this one, it's brilliant." So I'd take it and watch it. It was rubbish. I'd go back to the shop. They'd say, "Did you like it?" I'm not wanting to offend anybody, so I don't have the heart to say it was rubbish. So I say to them, "Yeah, it was brilliant." You know where the story's going to go now. So they'd say to me, "Here's another one, watch this one." I am now in an endless loop that I will never get out of. Don't let anyone or anything control your life. Paul Robinson in Neighbours said, "Control your destiny or someone else will." Jesus has a sense of what's right for him. And you have a sense of what's right for you, even if sometimes it's not that clear. Learn to trust your intuition. When you do, it will work for you. A few years ago, I took a Ferrari for a test drive. Obviously, no way whatsoever I could afford to buy it, but I just really wanted to drive it. Do you know, it was so disappointing. 3.2 litre Ferrari. And it was slow, sluggish, just wasn't performing at all. After 15 minutes of the test drive, the guy from the car showroom says to me, "John, have you taken the handbrake off?" I'm driving this Ferrari with the handbrake on. You don't want to be living with the brakes on. Be aware of your energy and give yourself time to recharge. Oriah Mountain Dreamer says, "I realised that while I am very good at estimating how much time it takes me to do something, I am very bad at evaluating how much energy it takes me to do something." Sometimes you just need to take time out to replenish your energy, because everything you do takes energy from you, and you need to make space to rebuild that energy, to recharge. Find a peaceful space for yourself. Trust your intuition. Set your own agenda. Recognize the value of your life. Listen to those who love you, whose words are precious to you. And don't be pressured by unrealistic demands or expectations. In Sons of Anarchy, Jax Teller says, "Figure out what's important to you. Know yourselves. Know what's in your heart. And know what's right. Don't be swayed by fear or history or the opinions of outsiders. Find your own truth. It will lead you to the things you love." Let's do a prayer. God, in this moment, I affirm the value of my life. Not the value that someone else puts on it, but the value I put on it. In today's story, I glimpse a mindset that can change my life, that puts me in the driver's seat. Today, I will trust my intuition. I will listen to those I value. I will not allow myself to be pressurized into choices or lifestyles by people or by circumstances. I will set my own agenda. Amen. I invite you to share just in a moment for reflection. The bit of music I've linked for that is Om Mani Padme Hum by Desert Rose. Thanks so much for being here today. It is really good to connect with you, and it's been lovely being with you today. Our closing song is I the Lord of Sea and Sky, so please listen to that song now. And I've also linked our closing prayer, may God's blessing surround you today. I hope you have a good week ahead. Take care. Goodbye.